Right, so we've come down to the beach. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. Should be light in a couple of hours or an hour or two. And I'm just going to head down the beach, get some ragworm, and then we're going to take the dinghy out. I'm going to fish in the bay for a bit. That's the plan anyway. I've got to do the few pots that I've got out of there, so I thought just well take some bait. I've got some squid with me. Like I said, if I can get some ragworm as well, because then normally this time of year you can get a few sole, that sort of thing turning up. Whether we'll catch one, very unlikely, but you never know. I have caught them in the past, so... Anyway, we'll see you when I'm pulling the boat into the water and all that. I'll go and get the bait now. I won't bore you with that bit. Right, we're making our way down the beach to the boat. So we've been taken down. I've got some bait. I've got about 2 dozen pieces of small ragworm. That'll do that'll be fine. I mean, we're not going to be fishing for that long. And dawn is coming. I don't know if you can see that over there. You probably just about make it out. Now, like I said, I brought a bit of squid down. So I know there's been a few bream that, well, they were a few weeks ago. I don't know if they still are, but there was 1 or 2 bream around. But like I say, it's one thing getting them in a crab pot. It's another thing actually catching them on a rod around here. So you don't see that many. Not this end of the island. Possibility of red mullet. Again, it's another thing, I have seen them in the bay, but there's been many a time I haven't seen them as well. So, used to see them snorkeling occasionally, but they're normally in one particular area. They seem to sort of hang out in one spot, so we can try it. Now the wind is supposed to be offshore. I've got the engine and I've got the oars. I'm also wearing one of these survival suits. I've had this for years. It's I don't know if you can see that. It's one of these Abu ones. Now I had the jacket from the Abu one. Awful. I reckon it lasted 12 fishing trips before it started tearing apart. The actual jacket, it just coming apart. Like not at the seams, just literally breaking on the fabric. I've never used the bottom part because you always get so hot in these things, especially in the summer. It's right in the winter, but I mean, you literally, especially when I go fishing down cliffs as well, even in the winter, I mean, climbing down cliffs or walking down cliffs with this thing on, you know, I'll probably pass out from the heat. But it is a cold morning. I'm actually boiling hot now, but it is a cold morning, so I thought I'd slip this on. And I haven't bothered with the jacket, I've just got the legging parts today. But like I say, as far as the jacket goes, awful things. So, if you know of anywhere that's got any decent jackets, I need to get one sometime, a new one. But I want one that lasts at least more than a dozen fishing trips. Because for X amount of pounds, or 100 odd quid or whatever they cost now, 150, 180 quid for a suit, I want something that's going to last a little bit longer, like I say, than a dozen fishing trips. So I don't really want Abu unless they've improved their jackets, because these ones, I say, absolute garbage. Right, let's head out. There's a bit of swell, but like I said, this is part of the reason I'm going to be out there at high tide. It gets a lot more lumpier, but we'll give it a go. We'll see, and hopefully it won't be too windy out there, because like I said, it's offshore, so it'll get a little bit more windy as we get a bit further out. I might have to throw the anchor down to fish. I didn't want to, but well, we'll see when we're out there. Right, for this setup, I'm going to be using like a paternoster, which goes down to the weight down here, like down to here, and then there'll be a long trace coming off, or a long trace, about a 2-3 foot trace coming off the back of it with some worm on it. And that'll drag along the bottom, hopefully, in case there's any flatfish. We are going to drift for the first couple of runs. I brought this rod and I've brought a spinning rod. I can spin for bass as well if there's any. Right, let's drop down. Hopefully we're off the weed area and we're onto sand now. But there's been quite a lot of weed around, so it's probably going to be broken weed on the bottom, I would have thought. Right. We're not very deep, probably 10 feet. Right, I'm going to give it one more drift and then I'm going to check the pots, and then I think I'll go on the mooring. Right, well, we've got this set. We're about to get this set. I'm struggling to find another set. Actually, I wanted to pull the other set first, but I can't seem to find it. So anyway, that's gone. But if it has gone, it's no great loss because it was a pretty rubbish set anyway. They're at the end of their life pretty much. So. No, don't see it. Just a ton of spider crabs again. Again, I had fresh bait, or fairly fresh. That's the result. Loads of these. Another empty pot. Just spider crabs. Better get moving actually. Spider crabs again, by the looks of it. Look at that lot, and a baby lobster, two baby lobsters, or maybe one. That's a nice pot of collection of stuff in here. That'll be undersized. And this one probably as well. But I will check that one. I'll do it in a sec. Put it in here for the moment. Put it in here for the moment. Check it, and I'm pretty certain it's under. But I said that once before. And I checked it, and it was well over. Right, this is the last pot, and the one I've got the most hope in for catching. It's not very deep, but I have caught here before. I haven't been able to find the other set, so I don't know where that's gone. It might be out there, I might just not be able to see it. I know it was a tricky one to see at times, but I'll have another look when I come out again, because I'll be out again. Let's check this one. Yeah, that worked alright. Dang. Look at those two beauts. I said it was my most hopeful one. Look at the size of them. There's one. Absolute cracker. It's got a slightly small claw on it, but perfectly fine. Where did I put it for now? I'll put it... a bit busy here with all the fishing gear. Down there for now. quite get to it. And another absolute beauty. Look at that. Absolute cracker. It just shows nice and close in. So let me put that one. Put it down there for now. Oh, not too bad at all. So we're drifting again. I was going to tie up, but I haven't got round to it yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. Probably a Rocky or a Ballon Wrasse. Yep, there we go. Daylight. Ah, it's off. There it goes down there. If you see it, just a small red one. Lovely job. It's a fish. Well, we've still got a bait on there. So, the thing is, I've got a very tiny hook on that bottom line. I put a tiny one on just for the flatfish. Really, I remember fishing years ago with a tiny hook and catching sole on that. So, I've brought some bigger ones with me. I can upgrade it if I need to. I'm getting some bites. I think I might have to put a bigger hook on, you know. Give it some line. We're on sand, so we're okay. There we go. It's just a small rockfish. Yeah, I think I'll leave that hook in. It's only a tiny one, it'll rust out. It's only a little wire thing. Look at that little beauty. It's only a small fish, but it's a fish. This morning, that's all that matters really, it's just for fun. Right, cut him off, let him go. I'm going to change my hook to a bigger hook. I'm going to find my scissors. There we go. Off we go. And away he goes. Right. So it's going to use like a Aberdeen style. It's the chemically sharpened ones, or hardened, or whatever you want to call it. So this should be strong enough. Like I say, we're not fishing for anything really particularly big. Well, it'd be nice to catch something big, but although saying that, I have landed a conger over 20 pounds on one of these hooks before. We just had a bite then. We've drifted quite far out. We haven't really had much happen since on this drift. Just absolutely nailed it. Barely had time to put the camera on for that one. There we go, another rockfish. It's a real dark one, that one. Yeah, lovely fish anyway. Again, that one swallowed the hook, I think. I'm going to cut that off again, and the wire hooks will rust out pretty quick. It should do. The strange thing was, there was nothing at all, then all of a sudden it just absolutely nailed it. Oop. You can see the wind's getting up. There go all my hooks. I think the ones I want. There's one there. Right, well, I'm going to make my way back in, but as you can see, we've got a couple of lovely big lobsters there. They're good size, those ones. So it was a right day. We had a few rocks, well, 2 or 3 little rockfish, just for fun, and a couple of nice lobsters. So not a bad little trip, really. Right, I better head back in before I blow too far out to sea.